Alright, here's our card for our matchup between Bobbaro and CuthBucket here today. Um, Interesting center square. I have always make sure to look at the center square first. It's, very positionally advantageous. And we've got Minion Max collect a big shiny there. Bit of a knowledge check, as most Minion Max goals are. And this one does pose some difficulties with survivability. And with you having to go into the back caves of the micro world. That can always cause some problems. Everything there hits pretty hard. Almost everything hits for 3 hearts, which is your starting health. So unless you get some health upgrades, you gotta navigate it without taking any hits. We're seeing an immediate go to Pilot Quest. We do have the Pilot Quest goal here. Plant 4 seeds at the crash site, row 4, column 3. Pretty quick one, especially if you can utilize the double seed purchase bug, which it looks like Bobbaro's going to go for. So you grab one, and before it hits the ground, you quickly buy another. Just like that. Flawlessly executed from Bobbaro. So gonna get a good head start there, and if he can do it again, he will finish that goal in 2 visits. And we're going into Waldorf Journey. Looks like for have 4 puffins at once up the top here. Meanwhile, CuthBucket on the right going over to Mooncat. Looking for Mooncat on this board. I don't think I see Mooncat, so perhaps this is beat 2 levels in 8 different games, but if that's the goal, he's already accomplished it, because I believe those 2 intro screens count as levels by the game's counter. So he doesn't still need to be here if that is the point of being in Mooncat. Could also be collecting a gift by getting to a warp, which it looks like he is going for this upper warp here. Yep, there's a gift for the garden. Bump that count up to 1 here. Yeah, what are we doing here? What is? Yeah, I'm not quite sure why we're sticking around here at this point. Mooncat is absolutely not a cherry disc you want to collect. Okay. Yeah, it was just a levels push, and I don't think he realized how that the 2 intro screens count. Yeah, went way overboard. Granted, the levels count. For beating levels, you essentially have 1 less than what that counter says, because that's just levels seen, and the goal requires you to beat the levels. Yeah, Cut's overshooting that goal a little bit. Not a big problem, but, you do want to be aware of that, because, every time you overshoot goals like that, that's going to be a little bit of time wasted. And that can add up in a bingo match. Bobbaro picking up the 4 puffins at once. We'll see where he goes from here. Looks like he's going to stick around. I'm not sure what for. Oh, has he bought an item from a shop in this? We do have buy an item from a shop in 10 different games up in the top left corner here. And I was not paying close enough attention to notice if he bought something this run. Is there another Waldorf skull I'm missing? Okay, we've got divers coming. Excuse me. We got divers coming in here. I did see it open the chest containing the parasite hammer. This is also, incidentally, the gift goal. So this is a good double play for CuthBucket, provided he knows how to reach the parasite hammer. You do have to know the lineup that lets you get past the piranhas without aggroing them. The piranhas will pretty much just kill you. Sometimes you can get lucky and escape from them, but it's best not to aggro them at all. Okay, Bobbaro is slowing down and collecting some shells, so I guess this is a play for the cherry disc. Okay, yeah, if it was canfish, then yes, he definitely grabbed one from there. Oh, right, and I need to fix these labels. It's cherry, it's levels, gifts, not leaderboards, and shops, not UFOs. Alright, and yeah, looks like CuthBucket does have the lineup to be past the piranhas, is now in the Parasite Hammer area, and will be picking up another gift and his first tile on this board. One tile short, you're gonna have to double back for one of the puffin shells here. And there we go. Okay, so that's going to be Cherry Disc for Bobbaro. Making progress on that Collect 3 Cherry Disc skull at the bottom. And there we go. Cuth getting on the board with that Parasite Hammer. And that is another gift as well. And there's one cherry for Bobbaro. Oh, right. That also means he has a gift as well, because the gift for Waldorf is to make it to 50%. And that's a gift for Pingolf. Looks like CuthBucket is maybe just going for some gifts here, and is going to go back to Pilot Quest. I'm not sure if enough seeds have been made just yet. We'll see. 255. How many are needed here? Oh, he already has 3. Which unfortunately means he's going to have to farm up a lot more since he bought a 3rd one. Oh, yes. Now let's update that level counter as well. And we've got Magic Garden play from Bobbaro. Quick Death. I think he might be just going for the gift. I don't think I remember seeing Magic Garden on this card at all. Kind of struggling with it a bit, though. That's a lot of fast stats. We've got Bug Hunter here for get 4 kills by pushing bugs into pits. CuthBucket potentially looking for a bingo on this row 2. 2 tiles on this row 2. Gonna be looking to take care of those. That said, if the goal is to get this 4 kills by pushing bugs into pits, this is a very unfavorable map right now, but we do have cephaloids that will the cephalogs will create more holes for getting those pit kills. Alright, and there's a gift for Bobbaro. Ooh, dragon flooshes. That makes things a little rough. Okay, looks like there's the potential for. Oh, okay, gonna miss the push kill on the right side there. I believe that was just one. I think that's our first push kill. We've got Fist Hell on Bobbaro's side for destroy 2 UFOs down at the bottom here. Yeah, this is so rough getting Dragon Flooshes when your goal is to get push kills. Because Dragon Flooshes are immune to being shoved while they're invincible. Taking Burst, I don't like that play. There's not even any eggs on the field just yet. There's about to be a lot of them. But that definitely felt premature here. Oh, it doesn't take out the pet up top first. And he needs to go take out that egg. Yeah, no, I think CuthBucket needs to reset here. Essentially. Well, since you don't have to do 4 kills in 1 run, which a heads up. Okay, there we go. Does manage to get it. Guess they had more push kills than I realized. Yeah, just a heads up, I believe the bingo admins were talking about changing those, the 2 bug hunter goals, the 2 easier bug hunter goals, to explicitly require doing it within 1 single job. So, expect some potential change. And yeah, we are seeing an attack on this road too, from CuthBucket here, going for collecting the trade map piece in Planet Zoldath, which will also get him some more gift progress down here. Mustang, thank you for the 27 months. Appreciate it. Hope you're doing well this morning. Okay, did, I think Bobbaro, just bought something from that shop, if I'm correct. I think he bought a heal. So the first thing CuthBucket has to do in this Planet Zoldath is to find the, you know, I'm realizing that I've left the audio for both games running. Let's pick one and go with it. So yeah, CuthBucket's gotta find the trade piece first and figure out what it wants. And there is, you know, basically a 50-50 split that it's held by the NPCs that need the translator. So, you know, maybe some extra work, some extra hoops you have to jump through before you even know what you're looking for here. Meanwhile, Bobbaro is getting pretty close to that destroy 2 UFOs. Which, yeah, Bobbaro might be looking for an attack on this column 3. Both runners eyeballing the plant 4 seeds at the crash site, though. CuthBucket, though, I think, like, I missed how CuthBucket ended up with 3 plants. I'm sure if you're really fast, you can get, like, a triple seed buy. With the same way you can get a double. Right, there we go. Destroy 2 UFOs. Gonna get marked off here. Might stay here to try and get a 2nd level beaten for this goal here. I wouldn't recommend it personally. Yes, like, it's, you know, I think if you stay in fist hell for beating 2 levels, I think it's a little bit of sunk cost. Like, yeah, it seemingly makes sense on the surface. You know, oh, I'm already 1.5 levels through, I may as well finish it out. But, so many games have so many very, very short levels that I am not sure that it actually works out in your favor. With how long it'll take to get through level 2 if you don't know how to, like, really efficiently speedrun it. Let me look at my notes, like, what, yeah, they'll, you know, I guess looking at some of what the options are, once you are this deep, it's not bad to finish this out. That said, there is a little bit of a trick you can do to make this boss fight a little faster. You don't want to just mash full speed on the attacks. You wanna do your basic jab combo up to the point where, ooh, this is getting really dicey. Up to the point where you're about to do your finishing blow for the combo, and yeah, there's the death there. Not gonna be able to get that 2nd level. And then you want to stop punching before that final finishing blow in the combo. Just pause a little bit, and then do another combo up to that point. And just repeat. You never knock stuff down, you never push stuff away. You can pretty much infinite stuff that way. Ooh, missing the hole-in-one shot on hole-1 pin golf. Gonna do a quick reset. Yeah, looks like we're just looking for more great progress. Now, see, I'm hoping you know, for Bobbaro's sake, that he goes back to Pilot Quest, because he has more than enough seeds at this point to finish planting 4 seeds with if he can get another double plant. That's another gift pickup for Bobbaro right there. Okay, and he's continuing on maybe to get a second level here. Okay, that is 2 levels beaten. He's gonna keep going. Are we looking for... Oh, okay, there's hole in one on 3 different courses down here towards the bottom right. Okay, and he misses the hole in one on hole 3 and immediately just bails out. Okay, he's going over to Pilot Quest. It doesn't even need the double plant. Like, that's already more than enough. And yep, that's going to be Pilot Quest completed. And Bobbaro is suddenly looking pretty threatening on this center column. Especially since, you know, unknown to him, CuthBucket only has 2 levels in 1 game. Like, they're pretty even on that right now. And CuthBucket is currently in what's looking like it's going to be a very long-winded goal here. And I think Bobbaro is going for the beat 2 levels in 8 different games rush. I think he is going for that center column bingo. CuthBucket needs to respond here. Yep, that just 2 levels and out. And we're going over to Block Koala. Block Koala here can double up with beat 2 story levels as Koala Rana. Everyone's always excited to see some Block Koala action. Look at that Koala push them blocks. Yeah, that's... Well, the gift is very, very parallel to the goal tile here. Because you do have to go to custom mode, which is completely separate. Okay, and we are going to double back into level 1 as Koala Rana. We'll still have to do one other level for both goals, but once we finish level 2 or any other level in the starting area as Koala Rana, that will be a square marked on row 3, column 1. And, CuthBucket's got to be careful, because, like, I think that tile lighting up might serve as a little bit of a distraction if you're not paying super close attention to what tiles are exactly being marked and what synergies they have. Because it will be a little bit of a tell if you're being very attentive about the overall board state that Bobbaro is pushing for the beat 2 levels in 8 different games goal. Yeah, that is 2 levels beaten. Yeah, we're up to, what was it, what have we done for the level goal on Bobbaro's side? It's Campanella, Block Koala, and what was the other one that was done that I marked for and completely forgot? Pin golf, right? Going over to Paint Chase. This is a reasonable choice for 2 levels in 8 games. Levels are a little bit slow, but you can save some time. Yeah, like doing this. And yeah, CuthBucket not getting a good run through this Zoldath Seed. We're 8.5 minutes in, and I don't know that we've even seen the trader yet. So yeah, we're going to be seeing that Jerry is the best programmer here. And now Bobbaro just needs to beat this second level, which if you know this level, there's a very fast perfect here. I don't believe this is the perfect route, though, but there are a few ways to get the perfect picked up. I'd say I don't think we're going to see one of them here. but it's not a huge deal. It will just save a couple of seconds to get a fast perfect here. Okay, we do have the trade. Okay, there we go. That's going to be trade map piece for CuthBucket, which is +1 gift for him as well. I've been forgetting to update the overall score counters too. And that's another 2 levels. Okay, CuthBucket is going for the 2-level rush now. But it might be a little bit too late. This is a 3-tile deficit here. Bobbaro is going over to Hit Club. That's a very good choice for this goal. I believe it's the fastest one. Other than Campanella 1. And Campanella 1 might be a little faster. Okay, and that's 2 levels from Campanella for CuthBucket. Oh, and that is a, I think trades from friendly NPCs count as a shop, as buying something from a shop. So I believe that's one for CuthBucket. That's another 2 levels done for Bobbaro. Bobbaro is more than halfway to this beat 2 levels goal. Ooh, okay, and CuthBucket is going to be taking a pretty long route on this level 1. And we're going over to Overbold. This is this is Valgriss, not Overbold. Still pretty fast 2 levels. Not as fast as Overbold, but yeah, I don't know. That said, you know, Valgriss can be a little tricky. Sometimes people just take a lot of fast deaths in Valgriss. Ooh, okay, that was a little sketchy there for Bobbaro for a second. Okay, and going for the kill for the key here. Yeah, can double up with a gift collection here. Okay, and that's 2 levels in Block Koala for CuthBucket, narrowing the gap on the 2 levels in 8 different games goal by a little bit. Okay, and CuthBucket is going to pick up the gift while he's here. I don't like this play. It really doesn't save any time to do it, like, you know, quote, while you're here, because, you know, you have to reset the game. You have to go back to the main menu anyway. So, you know, looking at the board state, collecting these levels right now is very important. You know it's extremely likely your opponent is also going for this, and then will immediately threaten a bingo afterwards. I think you can, if I'm Cuth, if I'm both these owners, honestly, I think I'm probably putting gifts on hold, and I'm just going for those levels. That said, there is another gift for Bobbaro, picking up that second key, and we're going over to Paint Chase for CuthBucket. And Bobbaro is getting pretty close to the end of this, this Valgriss level 2. Yep, there it is. Okay, Bobbaro, nice. First try on Valgriss. And yeah, we're gonna abandon. And yeah, just 2 more games needed. Now the question is here, do both of these racers know how to collect a big shiny in Mini and Max? Okay, but Bobbaro going for Big Bell Race, which is a little bit of a slower pick for getting 2 levels done. So this could give CuthBucket a little bit of a window of opportunity. Bobbaro's got to be careful and make sure that he actually wins the race as well. I think by the level spreadsheet, I think it only counts as winning, as beating a level if you win the race in Big Bell Race. I could be mistaken on that, but I think that's how that works. Okay, and we got CuthBucket going back into pin golf. He last time he was in here, I believe he just grabbed the gift and immediately bailed. So now we're probably gonna just see him go to hold 2 this time. Yeah, gotta be careful about those dunks. Yeah, just gonna reset. Yeah, dunks can cause some really silly deaths there. Ooh, okay, and that is a death on Big Bell Race there on course 2. And the course 2 is actually a pretty bad course to die on. You would expect it to be a pretty free win over the AI with there being a shortcut in the track that the AI doesn't take. But the AI actually takes fairly good lines here in this course. And very rare to see that. The AI actually got stuck in the shortcut there. That is pretty rare to see. Usually they have to kind of get pushed in there. And that is okay. That I believe that was a that was 2 levels for CuthBucket in pin golf. Oh, Bobbaro, don't die here. Okay, that got real close. Another death here would absolutely seal Bobbaro here. I don't think he'd be able to win the race with another death. He only has 2 laps here to catch up and pass the blue and green UFOs. This is actually looking really bad for Bobbaro. Oh, and that's a death! Bobbaro can't win this course! He's gonna have to play another course. And is he aware that you have to win the race? I wonder if he's like... Oh no! He leaves! So he's gonna be 1 short from what he thinks he's at. And okay, we've got both runners in Rail Heist right now. CuthBucket about to finish his 2nd level. Synced up victory screens, although on different levels. I'm going to have a message pre-typed for Bobbaro. Because I'm pretty sure he's very certain he has this goal. But he will be 1 short. And we're seeing Bushido Ball. That's not a bad pick for this goal. If you know the Yamada cheese. Yeah. Increment that up to 7. But yeah, he is 1 short. I have given him a note that... I don't think either racer noticed my message saying that Bobbaro does not have that tile. Okay, no, Cuth noticed the message, I think. I don't know. Yeah, see, like, this is the problem with mismarking like this, if it's not noticed and immediately unmarked like this. Because, yeah, now this has completely changed CuthBucket's battle plan. if Bobbaro didn't erroneously mark this, CuthBucket would still be trying to do levels. Instead, he's racing for a big shiny. Like, and yeah, I think if this were correctly unmarked, I think CuthBucket would be going for it and potentially winning it. But instead, we have like what is looking like a goal he's very uncomfortable with. Oh, he's actually leaving. I'm wondering if he's just going to go for beating more levels. Interesting reset from Bobbaro there. You can just grow twice. That's going to be faster than resetting the games. Okay, CuthBucket is going back for levels. Oh, but you have to change the game settings. You need faster move speed for the You also need to roll forward to get the cheese hits here. Yeah, CuthBucket looking not super familiar with what the cheese strats for Bushido Ball are. He's got it right that you want to play Yamada. That said, Bobbaro is looking a little bit lost on this big shiny goal. We have not seen him arrive at any of the big caves here. Yeah, no, CuthBucket hasn't changed his settings at all. He is running on completely default settings. This is going to be a way longer goal than it normally is. Wait, okay. Okay, we are going for... It looks like we found a cave here. Might be where the big shiny that we're going for is. Yeah, okay, and CuthBucket gonna just leave. Like, that was a very big waste of time for CuthBucket. You gotta change this game settings. Otherwise, Bushido Ball is actually quite slow. So yeah, Bobbaro has taken the half-heart HP upgrade here, which will allow him to take one hit. But still gotta be careful. The enemies here are pretty dangerous, and... Okay, there we go. Guess we're grabbing a Hexen book too. And that is going to be 2 levels in Kick Club for CuthBucket. I don't know this particular cave. This is not the big shiny I go for. I don't know how far away this big shiny is. CuthBucket might be able to sneak out with this beat 2 levels in 8 different games skull. But CuthBucket's gotta be decisive here. He's taking a long time to decide what game to go for. Camouflage is a pretty good choice. I think that of what's left, I think the choices are Camouflage and Overbold. I think those are the ones to go for. Yeah, there's one level. I think the big shiny might be coming up soon for Bobbaro, though. Ooh, and CuthBucket looking not quite familiar with Camouflage, going the wrong way a little bit here first. Yeah, need to go yellow here, then need to go green to get across this frog coming up here, and then go up to the top right and go brown, and then just head for the exit. Oh, again, Bobbaro, though, is down to half a heart, so cannot afford a hit here, and we're going to see him slow down here. This could be a big turnaround. it was looking like everything was coming up Bobbaro, but CuthBucket, as long as he makes a good choice for this last game to beat 2 levels, like I said, Overbold is the way to go. He's hovering over Overbold. He's hovering Overbold. Just press the Z button. There's the big shiny.
That, I think that's bingo, right?
Nope, it is not. You do not have 2 levels in 8 games beaten.
Oh, shoot, wait. Oh.
Pay attention to the text chat. I've been telling you that since you marked it.
Sorry.
Wait. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh wait. Yeah, okay, you know, I missed one somewhere. Looking at the games he's played, yeah, he has it. And now we've got a hyper contender race. Yeah, I don't know which one I missed. I think I forgot to count Mooncat. I think I forgot to increment for Mooncat at the start. So it's a hyper contender race now. Just like that. It gets reversed. And now we have Bobbaro, who was threatening a bingo and thought he had it, having to fight for a bingo block against CuthBucket. Wait, did Cuth just change the settings? Was he in the settings menu? Wait, you went to... Oh yeah, okay, wait. Oh, wait, yeah, no, it's hyper difficulty. Right? The goals for hyper difficulty, okay. And yeah, those are default settings. Okay, yeah, never mind, we're good. I misread the hyper contender goal. I thought it was just like beat 3 fights in a row on hyper difficulty. We do have CuthBucket going for Wreck, though, which I do not like as a character choice. I think Wreck is one of the weakest characters. I think, especially with hyper difficulty, you probably want a character that has some range to it. And Wreck just has no ranged options and a very awkward movement mechanic. Personally, I'm a fan of Braz. You just kind of throw out missiles, big explosions everywhere. It's all good. And we are going to see Bobbaro go for Braz. Yep, and yep, that's a loss for CuthBucket. No, Wreck is. I don't think Wreck is a good choice for this. And looks like Cuth is maybe reconsidering the character choice. And yeah. Donkus, oh, no, Donkus is the one character that's probably worse in hyper difficulty. Donkus, you know, being a charge character, needs some time not being attacked to, like, set up for his movement and attack options. And with 2 characters on the board, that's really hard to find. Donkus is a great character choice in, like, in general, like, normal gameplay, but in hyper difficulty, I don't think he's the way to go. And yeah, I think we're about to see a loss here. Oh, no, okay. AI both failed to grab the ring. Oh, but if they grab all 5 rings here, yeah, that's a loss for CuthBucket again. Yeah, no, I think Bobbaro has this. Bobbaro, I think, has a great character choice for this goal. Braz's, you know, big blast radius rockets are very good for what you have to be able to handle fighting 2 characters at once. Sephi coming out for CuthBucket. Sephi, I think a little bit of a stronger choice. Yeah, see, there we go. That juicy double hit rocket there, knocking 2 rings out at once. Gotta watch out at close range, though. At close range, you want to use the alternate fire, which just shoots a rocket that does not explode. Uh-oh. Bobbaro looking a little shaky here, though. Okay, Bobbaro does come out with the window. And we may see back-to-back bingo blocks here. Okay, I missed it. I think CuthBucket got a win there, so I think he's looking to get his second win in a row here. Braz, Bobbaro needs to win this match as Braz. If he doesn't, he's gonna have to restart his whole run, and it's off to a bad start. Ring score is 4-0. Bobbaro needs to score some damage here. Does get a double hit there. That's gonna help get some momentum back. Uh-oh. All the rings needed for the AI to win are out. Okay. Manages to collect one. The AI hits each other. Like, uh-oh. Oh, and that's a loss for Bobbaro on match 3, but also a loss for CuthBucket on match 2. And Bobbaro is doing a rematch. This isn't 3 fights in a row at this point, and you do not want to do rematches because the AI gets more difficult the deeper you go. When you take a loss, you want to just reset. And CuthBucket's going back to Wreck. Like I said before, Wreck is a very weak character in general, and I do not think is the play, especially not in hyper difficulty. While some characters, I think their viability changes a bit with hyper difficulty, I don't think Rex gets any better. Oh, we want to see some ceramic. Okay, let me get you some ceramic. That's this one, right? Yeah, that's ceramic. Okay, no, he lost the rematch as well, so that's gonna be a reset. Yeah, CuthBucket just, like, using, Rec can, like, just kind of stall in the air indefinitely, but, like, that doesn't really have any value here. And, yeah, that's another loss for CuthBucket here. Meanwhile, Bobbaro just sticking with Braz, and I think that's the right play. Braz certainly not the only viable character, but he is pretty strong. We're going over to Gilroy for CuthBucket. I don't think Gilroy is. I think Gilroy is another character that gets worse in hyper mode. Because as Gilroy, you have pretty much no close range options other than melee. Because if an enemy is in your face, you can't throw a bomb without hitting yourself. And with 2 enemies that can potentially get in your face, there's a good chance that enemies are going to be in your face most of the time, and that your projectile option is just not there. No, that would not be valid. I believe that falls under instance rule. Like, there are rules that say you can't just, like, if something says collect 2 power-ups, you can't just, like, collect 1 power-up, start a new game, and collect the same power-up again. I want to say doing something like that would fall under that instance rule. This has got to be 3 wins consecutively. All right, we're seeing a switch over to Yogo. I think Yogo is actually probably pretty good. The ability to grab rings at long range with those grapple arms is quite useful. Plus, Yogo's maneuverability is pretty high with the ability to swing around. You can clear a lot of distance in a pretty short time. And that's a loss for Bobbaro. Oh, boy. Bobbaro checking the controls. It is important to be familiar with the game's controls. But Bobbaro keeps going for these rematches. And, like, you know, I'm sorry, but, the goal says in a row, and that definitely does not qualify as doing them in a row. And it looks like CuthBucket about to lose this. Yeah. Does not secure the win here. And CuthBucket's gonna bail. I think this is fine. Bobbaro is kind of struggling here. He's on level 3, but took a rematch, so this is just the second fight in a row. I'm correct, right? Like, he took a rematch on that last one? So this is just fight 2? I'm going to have a message pre-typed here as well. Although, things are looking a little dicey here. 0 to 4 on the ring count. Needs to get some hits here. Okay. Knocks a couple of rings out, but it gets knocked right back out, and yeah, that's gonna be another... Although, if he might rematch again, and then try and win this again. Yeah, he's hitting rematch again. He's at 0. Okay, looks like CuthBucket is going for gifts. This, you don't want to play the hiding minigame for this. Yeah, no, there isn't a night manner goal on this card explicitly. You don't want to play the hiding minigame. All the gift requires is that you escape the killer. You don't have to do the hiding. You just grab the hook from the bedroom and just hit him and run into a different room, and there you go. You've successfully escaped from the killer, and you've gained a gift. But yeah, okay, CuthBucket's just going for some gifts. I think, you know, yeah, since he's the one threatening the bingo, this is a play he is absolutely able to make in this position. Just threaten the bingo and say, and, you know, tell Bobbaro, you know, you got to go play Hyper Contender. Oh, and that's going to be a loss for Bobbaro. So Bobbaro going back to match 1, which is a blessing in disguise for him, since he seems to think that rematches still keep a valid run. Oh wait, Cuth failed the hiding minigame? Okay. In that case, yeah, I think he still only has 4 gifts. That's another loss for Bobbaro. Yeah, hyper difficulty is no slouch. You kind of gotta know your way around Hyper Contender to be able to do this consistently. But yeah, meanwhile, CuthBucket is just looks like gonna go for the switch up at the top here for the Mortal 2 gift. Alright, and yep, there we go. That is... You don't need to get a warrior on it if you're just looking to activate the switch here. All you need to do is press the switch, and that is going to be a gift for CuthBucket. So, okay, we're gonna... Oh no, okay, he is at 6. Not sure which gift I missed, but he is at 6. And that's another loss for Bobbaro. And yeah, this is a little bit of a rough spot for Bobbaro. Yeah, Bobbaro just kind of getting checked by thinking that he had that big bell race goal and not noticing the call out that he did not have it yet. Okay, CuthBucket, has CuthBucket not gotten... Okay, yeah, CuthBucket's just going for the goal here. Almost had it there, but yeah, the gift here in Magic Garden is a pretty quick one. That's another loss for Bobbaro here. Okay, this should be enough. Oh, that's not a good line though. Yeah, gotta weave a little bit. Gotta keep an efficient line. Okay, looks like CuthBucket's gonna just wait for another drop zone at this point. Alright, just need to get... Okay, yep, there's the gift. So just 3 more goals, 3 more gifts needed for the collect 10 gifts goal. And looks like we're going to Big Bell Race. Oh, I don't think I marked Bobbaro for getting the gift in Big Bell Race. So I believe that's +1 gift for Bobbaro. Not that I think it's going to matter here. I think CuthBucket's probably just going to clean these 10 gifts out while Bobbaro struggles in Hyper Contender. Okay, this match is looking pretty good on Bobbaro's side here. Oh yeah, and I've been forgetting to update these counters. That said, you do have to win the race. Oh, he did. Okay, he picked Isabel. He's the white UFO here. And that's another loss for Bobbaro. Yeah, Bobbaro is just in such a rough spot here. See, the thing is, though, like, once CuthBucket actually cashes in a square, Bobbaro could pretty safely leave this goal. Because that's a tell. That says that is CuthBucket essentially broadcasting, hey, I'm not going for this. I'm not gonna bingo here. I think it's a good play that CuthBucket is actually going for like a longer-winded goal here. Going for so many for a big long collectathon goal. You know, that delays how long this goes on before he reveals to Bobbaro that he is not doing the the hyper contender goal. Going back to Night Manor, try and pick that goal, that gift back up. Hitting new game. Ooh, nice block there from Bobbaro. This fight's looking pretty good. Bobbaro's looking pretty well in control here. Yeah, Braz's projectile rocket's just having such high priority. Very good for him here. And I think that's 2 wins. I think that was... Yeah, okay. This is it. Bobbaro, if he can win this match, Bobbaro can finally mark off the tile, block the bingo, and get back to grabbing other goals. Because, yeah, while we've been in Hyper Contender for a long time, CuthBucket has not yet completed any other goals. Okay, Bobbaro, you have to stop firing point-blank rockets. Remember, there are 2 opponents here. If you're just constantly trading with one opponent, that's leaving the other one to just do whatever they want. You cannot take point blank hits like this. Oh. I can't believe the AI didn't pick that up. Oh, and that's a loss for Bobbaro. Oh, that's unfortunate. But yeah, this is where that alternate fire method comes in handy here. You need to use those non-explosive rockets when an enemy is in your face. Like, especially in hyper difficulty, where even trades with one opponent means that you are still coming out with a net negative. Okay, and we're in Waldorf's Journey here. What are we looking for in Waldorf's Journey? Oh, okay, probably just gift. Right, yeah. That was a pretty good first jump. Oh, Squid, though. Knocking him out of the sky. Should be pretty close to 50% now, and there's a couple of fish pickups. Bobbaro is pretty close to winning this, but the problem is this isn't 3 games in a row. Because he took a loss, and this is on a rematch. Oh, and just doesn't get the win anyway. Just let too many rings bleed out. Oh. Cuth has 10 gifts? Okay, yeah. I must not have incremented the counter a couple of times. I've been keeping my eyes on this hyper contender goal. So yeah, there we go. So we're looking at Rock on Island. I've been forgetting to unmark with the stars. Campanella 2. What are we in Campanella 2 for? Buy an item in 10 different... Buy an item from a shop in 10 different games? How many shops are we at? I feel like we might be missing some. Mortal Gold seems wild. That is the very hard Mortal Goal. Okay, we did it. There was a shop done in Rock On. I missed it. So yeah, I think we're just doing the like longer winded collectathons. I don't know that that's the play here. I think, you know, if I'm Cuth, I'm just looking to get the majority advantage. Because this is currently tied 5-5. With Cuth being the second one to reach the goal, that does mean that he is still currently technically losing. But that turns around and forces Bobbaro to claim 2 tiles to get the advantage back the moment that Cuth arrives at 6 points. And there's a good amount of fast-looking goals on this tile, on this board. Campanella 3, clear 4 ways, 100% is a pretty quick one. Night Manor Gold Disc is also a very quick one. The Warp Tank Slim Tank goal can be pretty fast if you know how to do it. Okay, we have arrived at match 2 for Bobbaro. Ooh, missing that ring pickup. A little unfortunate. But yeah, Rek is a pretty good matchup for Braz. Rek just has a really hard time approaching in any capacity. Okay, I missed it. We're out of Campanella 2. Was there a shop obtained there? Shop from? Okay. So I believe we're up to 3 on that. Need another 7. This current match in Hyper Contender looking pretty even. Ooh, that melee hit, though. Ooh, this could be rough. Okay, there we go. That's 2 wins for Bobbaro. Back up to 2. Oh yeah, that's right. Cuth bought a module from Bug Hunter. I didn't mark the shop. I didn't increment shop for that. So that's another shop for Cuth. I think 4 is the correct counter. All right. And okay, Bobbaro, okay, was looking pretty good for a little while there. Not so much anymore. Yeah, you gotta put some distance between yourself and the AI here. And yeah, keeps going for these rematches. This is not 3 matches in a row. This isn't 3 wins in a row. If you lose and have to rematch, they're not in a row anymore. AI hitting each other a little bit. But yeah, Bravs wants space from enemies. You gotta try and secure a little bit of distance. And, you know, with the gravity flip, you have pretty good vertical mobility. You gotta take advantage of that. Uh-oh, and 5th ring's about to spawn. Oh, the AI hit each other, though. So, kind of keeping Bobbaro in on this one. But, you know, that's actually kind of unfortunate because he's not at 2 wins in a row, despite seemingly thinking he is. We might see an incorrect mark if he manages to pull the win out on this, but AI is back at 4 rings. Oh, and again, the point-blank rockets! Big trade there. Okay, we're seeing... Oh, okay, and that's a loss for Bobbaro. Going over to Quibble Race for a shop. Pretty sure he bought something from that. And yeah, he was also in Barbuda for another shop as well. Yeah, trying to get a good look at Cuth's full board to make sure I'm right on I'm accurate on the shop count. I'm not sure I am. Let's mark that with a star. That's the goal we're currently going for. yeah, take Rufus shopping. It's a little slower because he's off in the corner, but I respect the play. Oh, you were even renaming him to Dogs. I think he was aiming for Doggy, but we'll take Dogs. I'm glad no one in you know, in Lone Star finds it weird that a dog just walks in and buys a gun. PMAO. What does that mean? like what? Pissing my ass off? I don't think that's how it works. It's his version of LMAO. Okay, I think we're on match 2 here. Oh yeah, he did Party House as well. Okay, yeah. That is because of a better tradition. Okay. Alright, Bobbaro in a pretty good position, but it can turn around so quickly. Rings flying everywhere. Okay, CuthBucket has found a shop here in Waldorf's. And that is an item bought from a shop. And he's marking it off. Honestly, what? Wait, was that? Was that round 3? I didn't think that was round 3. It happened so fast. All right, well. That is I'm just gonna double check the tapes because I was okay. Yeah, that was round 3, and there weren't any rematches taken because that was a point that Bobbaro seemed to not be recognizing. Yeah, that does seem to have been three wins in a row. Okay, cool. So it looks like we're going for gold, Nightmare Gold Disc on Bobbaro's side, and Cuth is going for Campanella 3 clear 4 waves 100%. Gotta avoid those deaths though. If you take a death, you're almost certainly not going to be able to get the 100% on those waves. You can always just go to stage B and do 100% on the first wave there, but generally you're going to want to try and just get 100% on the first 4 waves. I think at that point, again, instance rule, you can't 100%, wave A1 multiple times and have it count each time. Once you die further in, I think it's probably better to just continue on and pick up 100% from stage B. This game is an auto scroller. It's going to take a little while to get back to the point you're at. And that's another death for CuthBucket. And okay, CuthBucket's going to abandon this. And we're seeing Club Pass for Rock on Island, Beat Terror overhead. And there we go. That's Night Manor. And that's going to be Bobbaro re-securing the advantage, going up to 7 tiles. And we're going into Barbuda. Barbuda, fill 5 item slots. You start at 1. Oh, okay. All right. Gonna stick with it. Thought we were maybe getting cold feet on this goal. But we are over an hour into this match, so more than halfway done. 37 minutes left to go. And we get to experience the absolute banger that is the Barbuda soundtrack. This Rock on Island levels take quite a bit of time. This is a little bit of a longer one to be going for, I think. That said, we are starting to run a little bit short of faster goals. We've got pin golf, hole-in-one on 3 different courses, which requires you go fairly deep into pin golf to even have a chance at it, and then there's the chance of failure. Healing sector and warp tank requires beating 4 levels and to unlock it. Okay, and all right, CuthBucket's gonna switch games here. Over to Avianos. So, gotta win a custom game with 8 mountains, change no other settings. So you can, wow, the AI kind of got the short end of the stick here. Stuck in this long dead end here. So if CuthBucket can capitalize on this very suboptimal positioning for the AI, I think he can pick up a win here pretty quickly. Ooh, cheeky mountain move from the AI here. Okay, and we have 2 item slots filled in Barbuda here. Get more Quetzal. Quetzal, I believe, upgrades to move through mountain here. We're probably going to see that pick up here. Start picking up those delicious double resource pickups on the mountains in the center board. All right, gonna move across the mountain down here towards that flag. I think you can you could potentially just kind of go for taking the 2 flags. They're a little bit harder to defend, but um, definitely an option you have available here. Kind of getting racked with indecision a little bit here, taking a little bit of time to figure out what he's going for here. Gonna eventually go Stagnar to finish moving off the mountain. Could build some things here. I would build some recruitment facilities on the other side of the mountains. But no, just gonna build up at the fort. Like I think, you know, if you I would have put a nest down on the other side of the mountains, because that flag down there is going to be much harder to defend than the fort up there. Although, you know, the bombers will come in handy if the play is, as I'm guessing, to take the 2 isolated flags and hold them. And okay, we're about to pick up the key for Bobbaro. At this point, from here, just needs to pick up 1 more item. Can go get the trash. Can go pick up the pin from the sky. Can buy the candy from the sky shop. You know, plenty of options available here. All right, so Cuth moving in to the to take the flag, but does not have. Oh, you can recruit at flags without military nests. Okay, I didn't know that. Ooh, gets hit by lightning though. That recruiting that bomber just going to waste. That is unfortunate. Bombers are expensive. Red Phantom showing up on Bobbaro's side there. CuthBucket's gonna just move off of the flag. I don't really like that too much. Like, this is not a sufficient force to try and take that fort, if that's the idea here. Looks like we're going for either the pin or the candy here. Yeah, I don't think this is going to be a successful attack. Oh, never mind. Okay, the AI has left this pretty much completely undefended. And especially with the surprise attack, like that's an easy takeover here. And if you can get like Trilock here, right there there's the 5 item slots for Barbuda. If you can get like Trilock here and take the flag in the top right too, like you're looking pretty good. But that said, I think there's a good chance that the AI just goes and okay. Well, can't get Trilock. But the AI could just take that undefended flag. I think it might be worth moving the stuff from the top fort towards that flag in the top right, just to reset the victory counter if the AI interrupts this win, which I think it's very likely it does. heading across the mountains instead of towards the uncontested flag on the top right. I don't like that play. Oh, yes, that's true, Winter Pit. I didn't think about that. We have the Slim Tank goal here. Oh, surprise attack for CuthBucket. I think he still wins this with that bomber, but it's not a guarantee here. Oh, okay, does hold. So CuthBucket is going to pick up the Avianos tile here. Okay, and we are seeing Slim Tank come out for Bobbaro here. I wonder if he'll realize that there's the double play option here. Because, yeah, with Slim Tank access, you can go do Healing Sector, and he's doing it! He saw the angle. The problem here is Healing Sector is a very, very long level, and the Slim Tank code breaks checkpoints. You get booted back to the level select menu, even if you've claimed a checkpoint. Oh, and we have CuthBucket also punching in Slim Tank. We've got a Slim Tank race. Okay, the question is, what is CuthBucket doing? Is he also going to go for Healing Sector? Okay, no, he's going for the right and soft sectors. Which these levels are pretty rough, again, especially with the lack of checkpoints here. And the menu is very frustrating in the level select. Like, it resets back to the default position of cross sector every time you take a death. Yeah, Bobbaro is getting pretty deep into Healing Sector. Again, gotta be very careful, though. A death here costs a lot of time. Alright, CuthBucket kind of taking his time here, clearing out enemies. I think that's a good approach for this level. This level can be very unforgiving when it comes to RNG. There's a lot of enemies that just... Oh, a little bit too slow on getting through that gate, though. Gotta rush through while both gates are open. Bobbaro grabbing the coffee. I respect it. And CuthBucket's still moving too slow to get through these gates. Oh, and taking a death. And he's back to cross sector again. Okay, and we're coming up on the end of Healing Sector here. A couple of more enemies you gotta watch out for. But yeah, just these two worms and the mine here. Once they're out of the way, I think Bobbaro's pretty much in the clear. Alright, there we go. Oh, nope, that's a one-way platform. Can't warp back through that. Uh-oh. Bobbaro doesn't know the puzzle solution. You can't reach this gate in time just rolling along like this. You have to do a horizontal warp. It's by a pretty wide margin, too, so hopefully... Okay, yeah, there we go. He's got it. Alright, and Cuth's going back to soft sector. But yeah, there we go. That's going to be Healing Sector beaten for Bobbaro. And Bobbaro could just abandon this and go for a triathlon, because this is now a bingo that's been lined up here. I think he's mulling it over, considering just... Okay, nope. I think he's going for it. I think he's going for the knockout. Question is, does CuthBucket realize the threat here? Okay, yep, we're going for triathlon. And CuthBucket has no progress towards triathlon, so Bobbaro is just gonna have a straight up advantage on this potential bingo race scenario. Okay, CuthBucket is leaving. Is CuthBucket also no? CuthBucket is not looking at the threatened bingo. We're going for beat any 3 of the 5 default scenarios. This is a very long goal if you don't know a good route for these levels. Oh yeah, that's true. The hole in 1 and 3 different courses goal is still open as well. Hadn't been thinking of that. Oh no, we're running Photographer, which the Photographer is a very slow party member to run. Generally speaking, for going fast, you don't want to have to use anything with active abilities if you can help it. And yeah, it looks like we're going for like Cheerleader Photographer combo, which is very strong, but also very slow. Oh no! Bobbaro coming up just barely shy of the hole there for the hole in 1. I think maybe needed to hit that dunk button to get that hole in 1. But you know, it's fine. Unknown to Bobbaro, he is uncontested on this triathlon tile, so doesn't really need the extra pin golf tile. If he just gets triathlon, you know, that's all he needs. Oof. A little bit of an unfortunate dunk there. Could have spent a lot of time rolling around on this glass. Ooh, just barely bumping into the water. And that's a party bust for CuthBucket on the right. Oh yeah, here, let's update the goals we're looking at. I guess I can mark the pin golf tile. Although, missing the hole in 1 on hole 3 is going to make getting the hole in 1 on 3 different courses a little bit rough. Nice bounce there. Can make quick work of hole 8 here. Now, can we get to the juggle pit? No, we can't. The juggle pit, or as the runners like to, you know, the racers like to call it very often, the struggle pit. Unable to get the hole in 1 on the on this course as well. This is another course you can get a hole in 1 on, and not going to be able to make it here on bouncing back. Chunk, another potential hole in 1. Doesn't get the dunk bounce there to get into the hole though. Again though, doesn't really matter too much. If he just Bobbaro just pushes for triathlon, that's going to be a win for him. As long as he can do it within the next 20 minutes. But doesn't even really need to, because he has a 2-tile advantage. So, you know, is currently in position to win regardless. It's pressure is on CuthBucket here to make something happen. And CuthBucket is taking quite a bit of time with a pretty slow party house strat here. At the pace CuthBucket is going, I think it's pretty unlikely he gets more than this 1 tile left. Unless he changes something up soon. I haven't been looking at the overall standings. I kind of been assuming that Bobbaro's in okay position on this pin golf run. But I know some holes have not gone super well, so maybe there's some question to that. Ideally, you know, he gets the cherry here. Okay, he is in the lead here. But yeah, if he can finish the if he can finish the tournament at or below par, he picks up a second cherry disc for collect 3 cherry discs in the bottom row there. Nice dunk. Gonna get under par, and that's gonna help towards that. I mean, Party House for the UFO is actually not too bad. There's faster options for sure, but best wishes with bartenders and hippies, like, you can just get an absurd amount of money pretty quickly and max out the house capacity without too much trouble. I don't really like that little nudge shot from Bobbaro, but does put himself in a little bit of an easier position to land this dunk. Well, we're pretty close to the end of pin golf here. Currently at -1 total, so I don't know if we're going to get to this cherry. Depends how these last 2 holes go. These last 2 holes can cause problems. Ooh, wow. Nice recovery. Nice recovery on that overshoot there. And we are at Journey's End. Good first shot getting past the trapeze artist. It looks like we're going to be under par here, so I think this is going to be another cherry. Nice. Nice finish there. That's going to be another cherry for Bobbaro, as well as progress towards triathlon. Does not get the hole-in-one on 3 different courses, but is looking to be in pretty good shape overall here. Yeah, we can go ahead and unmark pin golf. We're no longer going for that. We're checking what sports games are. Big Bell Race, Bushido Ball, Hyper Contender. I'm sure Bobbaro doesn't want to see any more Hyper Contender though. And Hotfoot are your choices. Now note that Triathlon does not have any specifications about using default settings, so you can use the cheese! The cheese, Bobbaro! The cheese! Both our race... Oh, okay, wait, maybe not, maybe not. It's about to make a joke about both of our racers being lactose intolerant, but nope, Bobbaro realized and is doubling back. Laws off. Speed. Fast, hyper? Fast and hyper are both fine, I think. And yep, Yamada. Okay, we're gonna see a fast Bushido Ball Gold, assuming that Bobbaro is familiar with the approach here. Oh, no, gotta dash forward. Bobbaro seemingly not familiar with the way to recover the cheese strat here. If you are forced into a position where you have to serve, you just want to let the ball come to you until it gets to minimum speed so that you can just push it gently, like gently nudge it forward with your face. And until it's far enough forward that the AI tries to come forward and hit it, at which point you just attack, and your attack will hit both the ball and the opponent and give you a free point. Yeah, there we go. Accidental side swipe coming out there too, but that's basically what you want to be doing here. Not quite right. Yeah, the cheese is viable on lower speeds too, if you're not as familiar with it. What the heck was that from Chiome there? Chiome just kind of like brought the ball to a dead stop for a moment there. Like did some weird sort of fake out. Okay. Looks like Bobbaro would like to get the cherry disc if possible, taking that reset. But yeah, it's important to know the way to reset the cheese setup if you're going to be going for it. Because sometimes the AI just does something weird and makes it so you can't do the cheese, or you accidentally sideswipe and take a stab at the ref. And yeah, if you're serving, rolling forward like that's not going to do any good. Yeah, Bobbaro looks like, struggling a bit with this cheese strat. It is something that, like, yes, it feels pretty lame to do, but I absolutely recommend practicing it somewhat. Oh, AI randomly deciding it wants to just go to the back of the arena. Sometimes it does that, and that renders the cheese inoperable as well. Okay, and we are on a new scenario for CuthBucket, so I'm assuming that he got the win on Best Wishes. Okay, yeah, there we go. Getting 1 point. But yeah, the problem here is you need the gold disc. And Bobbaro is struggling to get 1 win. Okay, there we go. Gets the point, which is gonna return the serve. Oh! The sneaky shuriken from Kotaro there. Yeah, I don't know that this play is going to work out for Bobbaro. Bobbaro picking Kotaro. Which, yeah, on the hyperspeed, I don't know that this is going to work well at all. I think with the hyperspeed strats, you kind of gotta go Yamada. Tic-Tac-Foe bringing in his patented request for lemon. There it is. Enjoy the bright yellow stream. If you don't know how to correct course when the cheese goes wrong, then the cheese is probably actually a worse option to run. And this is something that I say, like, it not just in UFO 50 bingo, but in pretty much every game, every speed game I've done commentary for. Cryptic Necrodancer Condor comes to mind. Um, it's one thing to, like, know what the the top end speed strats are. It's another thing to know how to do it or why the speed strats are that way. It's something like especially like in like conduit level racers, in Necrodance that I've seen, is that yes, axes are the best weapon in the game. Like they're a move attack AoE weapon. They're the only type in the game, and it's extremely strong. But if you don't know how to use them and you just die trying to push with them, then for you they are not the best weapon in the game. And there's kind of the same thing going on here for Bobbaro. If you are not familiar with the cheese strats, then it is not the best. It is not in the best interest for you to go for it. Yes, Bushido Ball Gold with the cheese strat is a very fast gold. But yeah, if you don't know how to recover the strats, if you don't know how they work in detail, then yeah, it's just gonna cause problems for you. And it looks like we're gonna see a pivot over to Mortal 2. Yeah, it looks like Bobbaro not even after Bushido Ball going kind of poorly, just gonna give up on Triathlon and maybe kind of assume CuthBucket's going for it for the block. CuthBucket isn't. They are he is just kind of chilling in Party House. I think this is only our second scenario in Party House. Like, he has been here for the last like 15 minutes, and that's a reset. Yeah, this kind of feels like a little bit of a resignation from CuthBucket, because there's only 11 minutes left in this match, and he is, at the pace he's going at, he is not going to finish this Party House goal. Meanwhile, there's plenty of other goals that could be finished in the remaining time. The Slim Tank goal can be done. Although, you know, CuthBucket was in that earlier and was kind of having a little bit of struggle with it. Rock on Island, the, you know, Terror Overhead is just one singular level. It's, yeah, not too bad. Pin Golf, hole in 1 and 3 courses. If you know some of the setups for the holes there, you can get that without too much trouble. Campanella 3, clear 4 ways 100% is a very fast goal. Although, you know, again, CuthBucket was in that one earlier and kind of struggled with it. Ninpack Gold Disc, not very fast, but very reliable. As long as you've played Ninpack to completion once or twice in the past. But yeah, it looks like Bobbaro is just going for more tiles here, which, I mean, he can just, you know, continue to play and for holding majority. I don't think he even needs to get anything else at this stage. Because if CuthBucket is going to insist upon staying in Party House, I don't think CuthBucket's claiming another point in this match. Yeah, let me actually check the tapes to see when CuthBucket got into Party House here, because I feel like we've been here for like 15 minutes. Okay, yeah, we have indeed been here for 16 minutes. CuthBucket has been playing Party House for 16 minutes and is only 1/3 of the way through this goal. Yeah, like Party House beat 3 of the 5 default scenarios. If you don't know some of the fast routes through these scenarios, this is a very long-winded goal. I want to say this is the very hard goal. Yeah, Bobbaro does have the 5 keys needed to reach the ending. Just needs to get through this slime tower here. Yeah, can't quite clear that jump. Personally, I like to just throw another portal down, like jump up into the air, throw another portal down, and then double jump out of it to continue climbing. This slug is kind of annoying. You know, if you're looking for world record strats, you have to jump off the ledge that this slug is pacing on, and it's pretty tight. But you can just kind of take the safety strats of leaving a portal in midair and double jumping out of it. Coming up a little short there. Might not be a bad idea to grab a warrior here. To just give yourself a more solid footing to jump off of. Yeah, once you're down here, like, it's gonna be faster to just take a death and come back through the portal again. Oh, I don't like charging the portal here. Okay, does get it positioned a little higher. Double jumping out and up to the doors should be a lot easier. Ooh, that was close. Almost lost the portal there. Okay, nice timing there. Gonna be able to get past the knight here. And we are into the final stretch of this this Mortal 2 run. Wrong class, though. You need the engineer first. Okay, and now you go warrior, form a platform here. Back to scout. Get a portal over by the bombable walls. And there we go. So yeah, Bobbaro going to be able to pick up this cherry and secure that tile pretty soon here. 3 bombs in, and there we go. Now it's just a matter of getting one more scout portal and then throwing warriors at the hearts until you're done. That platform placement's a little sketchy, but should be able to make it work still. Not going for the top one first, though, so this is going to take at least one more life. No, that's too low. Okay. But hey, I believe this is, I believe that is finishing Mortal 2 with 69 lives remaining. Because the counter went down to 68, and still has the warrior that you're currently controlling alive. So I believe that's counted as 69. Very nice. And yeah, this is looking just about over. We've got under 5 minutes left. CuthBucket still only has one scenario beaten in Party House. Looks like Bobbaro's gonna see if he can maybe secure this hole in one on 3 different courses in the remaining 4 minutes. But yeah, that just a little bit of a back and forth at the beginning. Bobbaro thinking they have 2 levels and 8 different games done, allowing Cuth to block the bingo, but oh, and there's a reset for Cuth. And with only 4 minutes left, CuthBucket definitely not going to finish another scenario here. Oh, hey, yeah, you're right. I just noticed. Let me see if I can fix that real quick. Maybe we can just, still not quite fitting right, but... Here, and I'll change the size on the other one so it matches. Alright, here's a hole you can get a hole-in-one on. Doesn't quite get the right lineup, unfortunately. So yeah, just gonna reset. I want to say Bobbaro is at 1 hole-in-one right now. I think he only has the one on the first hole. Which actually I think means he probably doesn't have enough time to finish this goal. So I think this is looking like this is going to be our final score, 10-7. Because, yeah, we only have 1.5 minutes left. And yeah, still not quite getting the right lineup on this hole 3. Alright, we're going over to infinity for this last minute and a half fair. So we're going over to Waldorf. There's nothing on this card that benefits from Waldorf. Bobbaro just wants to play Waldorf for a minute. Go back to sleep. Are we just gonna leave this screen on? Okay. I think it'd be a power move to just leave the go back to sleep screen on for the ending. Yeah, I think we're just doing Waldorf speedrun attempts, so we're just going for like big launch attempts. Yeah, you are sure. You sure are correct. It's time very soon. In 4, 3, 2, 1, time.
Hi.
Well, that was quite the start to the race there.
Yeah, yeah.
It was
Okay,
quite interesting. It was quite interesting.
what did I do wrong? Did I miscount? Did one of them not count as levels? Where did
You
I go wrong?
lost race 2 in Big Bell Race.
So it just says beat 2 levels.
Yeah,
I
you're
made
not
it
beating a
2
race if you
levels.
lose it.
I cleared it and moved to the next level, right?
That's not beating a race.
It just
No,
said
it's
beat the
not.
level. I proceeded to level 3. I
The
still think
spreadsheet says you have to win the race.
Okay, fair enough. I should have checked the spreadsheet. But
Incidentally, just like it ended up not mattering because you ended up getting the wins in a row anyway. Um, if you lose a match, you are not winning 3 matches in a row if you take a rematch.
I did consider that, but I also
Yes, I'm so
was not
happy.
sure. So
Yes, I clocked that. I was like, hang on, if I take a rematch, that's not thing. I something I tried a few times. I always said no to the rematch because I was like, there's no way that it's not gonna be some sort of caveat like you can't say yes to a rematch or something. Like
Rematch
that's like,
stipulation probably should be. It is on the card. It says win 3 fights in a row.
yeah, no, exactly, right. But that's what I was thinking. I was like, I gotta take this as literally as possible. It's gonna be it's gonna be literal. It's gonna be literal every time. It was a good race. I had
But
fun.
yeah, no, a couple
yeah,
of
yeah.
close back and forths there. But yeah,
I don't play hyper contender like ever. I don't really like playing against the AIs too much. So I played a
Oh,
few. I give. I don't really know how any. I only know how like one character works, and that's Rec.
oh, and Rek is awful. Rek is like bottom tier character. You don't want to
Oh
play as
really?
Rek,
Oh really? I was like, oh hell yeah, then mine's
especially not in hyper difficulty. Like,
okay, noted. Yeah, I don't know that you can
yeah,
like
she has no long ranged options, and you need some long range options. You need varied options in hyper difficulty when you have
okay,
2
in that case,
opponents.
well, that kind of
Um,
shows my inexperience with the game,
yeah, no,
right?
I think Bobbaro had the right character choice. Their character choice was Braz.
Oh,
gonna be
okay.
honest, am terrible at hyper contender, and I also never play it. I just know that I see a lot of speedrunners picking Brass, so
I don't really. Yeah,
Braz
I
is not
really
the
do it.
fastest character out there because, when you're talking like trying to get world record, like really save every frame. Every time one of his rockets explodes and hits an enemy, there's like a dramatic freeze frame for like 8 frames, and that
That's
adds up quite a
funny.
bit. So he's not the fastest, but he's pretty easy to play as. And with the big explosions, you very often hit
I mean,
both opponents in hyper difficulty with the blast radius. So he's
I
pretty
only
good for
gave it a
that.
couple. I only gave it a couple goes. Sephi seemed like a much better choice, but I don't like. I was like, I'm never beating 3 guys in a row. I struggled to beat the. I got the gold as like Elka, and I played really boring. And I was like, I'm not gonna have to do hyper because I can't. I don't know how to juggle these 2 opponents. I don't know how to do any of this.
Yeah,
So I was like,
Alka's a good option. Sephi's a good option. Like they're just very straightforward on movement. But
I was just kind
yeah.
of like I was just like out of there because I was wanting to go do other things. I was like if I was kind of just hoping that Bob would just spend the rest of the match in there and I just get other tiles and just win off of like a tile count.
And he
And I
did
was like,
spend
it was.
quite a bit of time in there. But
I was
yeah,
very worried
it
that that is
overtook me.
exactly what was going to happen. I feel like I got pretty lucky to have actually cleared it, but
Yeah, my biggest weakness is that there wasn't many more tiles I actually liked on the card. I couldn't really do any. I tried Warp Tank, Slim Tank one a couple times, and then I was like, oh, this is the part of the game I didn't like in Warp Tank, and I just kind of gave up. Like those little enemies that shoot the bouncy projectiles are super annoying, and I do not like them.
mhm.
Because also even though they visually bounce over your head, they'll still hit your tank, and that's really annoying. Like just like the hitbox on those things is massive, and I was like, I'm out of here. I'm out of here after that.
Yeah, I've never really
It's
played
always,
much with the slime tank. It certainly like visually looks smaller, but I'm sure probably still has
it
the same
ain't definitely
hitboxes as the normal
ain't.
tanks.
It can't. Yeah, it can't be smaller because it was like going. It was making it very hard to judge, and I was like, I'm not doing Via and Soft Sector. They both contain these annoying little she'll drop in pests. You know, it's just like not gonna happen. Yeah, the Avianos and Party House pivot was entirely because that's about all I have left. Like I could do Rock on Island. That and Rock on Island. That's another super long goal as well.
No Ninpek? Like Ninpek would have
I
been
hate that game. I
much
hate that
faster
game.
than Party House.
I don't like that game. I'm not good at it. I don't like playing it. It's not happening. It took me hours and hours to get the gold disc, and I was like, I'm not looking forward to getting the cherry. I can't stand that game. The movement fucks with me. The screen scrolling while I'm moving, I can't deal with that. I have a lot of time in Nimpec, and the most I'll do is maybe get the gift sometimes. In bingo, I'll get the gift because the gift is very easy even for me. I don't like Nimpec.
Fair enough, fair
No
enough.
Camp, no Camp 3. I have a bad experience with Ben's mode. Not a huge fan of ping golf, really. So it was kind of narrowing my options a little bit. You know,
Yeah, I saw you dip into Rock on Island briefly, but
it was like this level was long. I think this level was long, and I don't remember the strategy for it off the top of my head, which makes it like that's like if you remember the strategy for a Rock on Island level, it's fine. But if you've like forgotten it and you don't want to go search around for some speed run to look up the best optimal place to place your cavemen and when to upgrade Zola, it's a mess. It's a mess in bingo because lost like late like round like wave 8 or 9 losses in Rock on Island are just devastating and just set you back.
yeah,
So
I think you can always fall back to the old reliable of like form a chicken oven somewhere and just make tons of meat. And
I guess there's always just bows and maximum Zola, which wins most levels. Yeah, I know. There's a bunch of bows everywhere.
yeah, by the way, nice nice job spotting the angle, Bobbaro, on the warp tank goals. Yeah, because
I
with
spent
this
like an extra minute double checking the document to make sure that's what it meant.
yeah, no, yeah. With the Slim Tank code on the board, you can use Slim Tank to just go straight to Healing Sector and bypass the need to play through 4 levels to unlock it. So
Oh wow, that is smart. I didn't even think of that.
it is a little tricky because Healing Sector is like the second longest level in the game. Well, not including Final Sector, which isn't even selectable with the Slim Tank code, unfortunately. Otherwise, that would be a goal in the pool. I really wanted to make use Slim Tank, beat Final Sector, but nope, can't pick that one. But yeah, no, Healing Sector, yeah, just going straight to it. You cut out finishing 4 other levels, which is like 2.5 minutes at absolute best. But yeah, Healing Sector is very long, and unfortunately, Slim Tank does break checkpoints. So you do have to get through a pretty grueling level without any deaths. But you pulled through on that.
I hated how it kept putting back to the menu. I had to pick the level again after every like death.
Yeah, no, I hate the Slim Tank menu so much. The Slim Tank menu is awful.
Why is it like that?
To play devil's advocate here, the Slim Tank menu actually greatly helped me out because I probably would not have gone for Healing Sector otherwise, even just on the basis that I don't know the levels by name, so I didn't know which one it was. So having a big menu where I could quickly scroll through and just go, Healing Sector, that's the one it wants. That was
my only warp
just
tank
as much as a help as
playthrough-
skipping me ahead.
My only warp tank playthrough is a casual gold without like a few of the optional coffees. I haven't yet cherried it, so I don't really have.
Yeah, I noticed.
It's a casual game. It's a casual game.
Bobbaro also picked up the coffee in Healing Sector. Just felt the need for it, I suppose.
I mean,
remember where it was. Why not?
Badass, to be honest. Why not?
So it's one of the ones that actually has an indicator. So
what are the games marked as sport? I'm gonna see. Okay, because
The sport games are Pin Golf, Bushido Ball, Hot Foot, Big Bell Race, Hyper Contender.
Oh, Okay, well, I can do. I
And
can
not
do
the
that.
game
I can do
revolving
2 of
around
those.
sports.
Yeah,
I can do
not
2
Kit
of
Club.
those.
Kit Club is not a sport game.
No, it's definitely not. It's like it's sport themed platform arcade. That makes sense. Yeah, yeah. I'm glad I didn't go for that one because I could only reliably do Bushido Ball and Big Bell on that.
I need to practice Bushido ball. That was embarrassing. I have seen
Oh,
the cheese. I
oh.
have not practiced it. I
Yeah,
kind of figured, I'll go in. It can't be that hard, right? But then I just failed
yeah,
over and over again.
little tip for you. If something goes wrong and you end up getting scored against you and it becomes your serve, don't hit the ball. Just stand in your starting position and wait for it to come down to a very low speed, and then it won't bounce off of your face when it hits you, like you won't get stunned. And then you can just kind of slowly nudge the ball forward, walking into it until the enemy decides that he's gonna try and hit it, and then you attack
And
at
then
that point and hit both the ball and
and
the enemy, and you
yeah, you
score.
gotta have law. You gotta have
Right.
laws off, or you get. You have to you have to turn laws off, or you get.
Yeah, all the setting. He
Uh,
set all the settings correctly, but just like did not have the right lineup for
oh, does
consistently
Bushido Ball
scoring.
count? Does 2 Bushido Ball fights count as 2 levels? That was something I was wondering when I was doing
Yes,
level
that would count
design.
as 2 levels.
I was like, that feels like it would, but I couldn't tell for sure. It's not as like definitive. No, it's like it's not like it's on a halfway point between being like you know like an obvious level like Campanella has obvious levels and like Bell Heist like on the demo here like obviously has levels, but like, I'm like it's a lot less like it's like oh it's rounds it's fights it's like a little shaky in my definition.
And
Yeah,
we
that was
try to
good.
be pretty liberal with the definition of levels. I mean, yeah, Mooncat's on the board now, which I mean, it should have been like the game internally even calls them levels, like in the stat screen.
When I first hit that, that was my star. I did that on purpose because I was yelling about Moocat levels at one point.
Yeah,
And
I'm not
I
sure
definitely
which game I missed you doing 2 levels in. Sorry for incorrectly saying you didn't have it yet. But yeah, like I looked at the games
I
you'd
got
played and I'm like,
2.
no, that's 8. Okay, never mind. Because I knew you got Mooncat. I commented at the start that like you way overshot 2 levels and beat
Oh
5.
yeah, no, I
Is it just the
probably
rooms for Mooncat?
Yeah, every room counts as a level, including like
you
the intro levels that have no enemies on it.
Yeah.
So
you
for
have
So
to
then you
make it
just start
say.
off and stomp down, and that's it, right?
Oh, I was also using.
no,
Okay,
no,
I
no, no,
was
no.
using. I was
You do have to like reach the like the cutscene, if you want to call it that, because
Right.
the
Three
stat
levels, not
tracked in game is levels seen, but that's not levels
It needs
beaten.
to be. It needs to be at 3.
right.
So
I was
essentially, yeah,
using
you
that.
take whatever number that's showing you and subtract 1 from it to get how many levels
Yeah,
you've
no, I
beaten.
went a lot over because I was doing warps, and then and I was like, for a moment, I was like, wait, do the first thing, and now I know because I saw that one. Okay, absolutely, you know for sure the opening intro parts definitely count as levels now, so I know that. But I was doing it for like a warp to get a garden gift at the time because I was still like after those, so. I was pretty resourceful. That was a good bingo match. I actually had a lot of fun with this one. So
Yeah. It was
a good
so
laugh.
intense at the beginning.
I I kind of had like that like row there with the Zoldath, the Divers, the Bug Hunter. That's like a bunch of just like that's like me games, you know. That's like oh that's games I can like deal with in my brain.
I was
I'm a bit more
impressed
of
how
a
fast you cleared off the planet Zoldath tile. That seemed like that got cleared pretty efficiently.
It, I found a system. I got kind of lucky. One of the bait enemies that was spawning everywhere was dropping the item needed for the trade piece. It was only 16, but it was quite impressive. Like
Okay.
I got a pretty good hand in my first generation with that one. So yeah, very lucky.
Yeah,
I'd say.
Zoldath is definitely one I don't want to go into if I don't have to, and definitely not for the trade map piece. That's like
Yeah,
the
I think a bit of a
worst
risk on
one
that
for me.
one. That one can be hell. That one can just be utter hell the whole time.
Yeah, it can be a little grindy. Usually like as long as you can find a weapon, like a decent weapon, it's not too bad though. Just like
Yeah,
find the
I was dual
trade, figure
wielding
out what you need, find the enemy type that drops that, and
I was dual
go to town.
wielding dual wielding nail gun and boomerang at one point. I had lots of weapons.
I mean, yeah, that's the nail gun has the best damage output, and boomerang just lets you like, you can swap to it
It's
and
safe
pick
as
the items
well.
up.
Yeah, actually, I should definitely say good job on the hyper contender one. By the way, I know I said good job on it. That's it. I was like when I saw that I was like, damn, that's impressive. I was impressed when I saw like that's a whole goal as far as I
And
know.
I'm sure
So.
it's less impressive if you saw my gameplay. I was floundering.
Nah, I mean, check the
You
VOD
were both trying it for a
afterwards.
little while, and it was a little rough.
Yeah.
But it's hyper difficulty. Like it's deliberately designed to be a little bit unfair.
Yeah,
So
yeah, definitely. It's not a normal game by any means, and I'm not particularly good at the normal game either. But no, I'll take any victory is impressive, no matter how scuffed it may seem at the time. So yeah, well earned victory.
Yeah, that was a very fun race. That was probably my favorite so far, just for the rapid swing of things.
yeah, it was
Yeah,
almost over very quickly. But yeah, the misunderstanding on what counts as beating a level in Big Bell Race, costing you
Yeah,
there.
yeah. The
oh my god,
immediate swing
I
from
had no
go
idea
go go,
it
I'm
was.
gonna win to go go go, I'm gonna lose.
Oh, it was very yeah. That was funny. That was funny. I think every race I think I've done so far has been entertaining to watch. Like every time I'm on it, it seems like everyone's telling me, "Oh, it's an all timer. Oh, something exciting happened." So I'm pretty happy that that's happened. Another exciting race.
Mm-hmm.
It's all spectator sport at the end of the day. It's for the viewers.
Oh no, it's definitely for the runners too. Like this is
Oh,
outrageously fun.
I'm just like, yeah, I'm just like, I'm in a good mood right now. It's a nice afternoon here in the
Yeah,
UK. I'm having a good time.
it's not quite afternoon yet here in the US, but almost.
Yeah.
Yeah, I pretty much rolled right out. I rolled out of bed, shoved some breakfast in my mouth, and came out to
Oh yeah.
commentate this.
Oh yeah. Thank you for that. Actually, that's kind of huge.
Yeah, again.
Yeah, no problem. I'm always happy to commentate.
I got up a little bit before that just to make sure I was actually awake, but given that I usually work afternoons, this is definitely earlier than I usually get up.
Yeah, are there any other matches going on today? Today is the 28th.
Yeah. What else is on?
Let's see. Okay, we've got Stan and Peter Peladon later tonight. Matt looks like Matt's going to be casting that. Oh yeah, there's the match. I just commented. I never marked myself on the sheet. Oh, there's
It was a quick setup thing. You can
oh,
do it now. You pretend it was here the whole
we
time.
have the guy off later tonight, 6 p.m.
Is that
Eastern.
is
Did
that a guy versus the dumb guy?
Yes, it is.
That's good.
Excellent.
Yeah,
Oh,
looks like no one's covering that. Maybe I can pick that up. I'll go ahead and slap myself in there. I should be available to do that. Um,
hello. This is a private matches thing. Don't come unless you've been asked. I'm
Oh,
sorry.
okay. Sorry,
I mean,
sorry, sorry.
it's fine.
That's
We just
it's
finished,
yeah.
but
It's over. So
It's over. This is a. Yeah. I can explain to you what it is, my friend.
Everything. This is like when I walked in on my parents.
I mean,
It,
there's a
I don't
time
think it's like that at all. But sure. And he leaves. Okay.
that's actually a friend
Okay.
of mine. That's actually a good friend of mine.
Okay.
So don't worry. That's why he joined.
I see. I see.
I introduced UFO 50. He's kind of new to UFO 50. He doesn't know about bingo, I don't think. But I introduced him to the game. Kind of recently joined the Discord, so I knew him.
All right. Well, I think I'm probably gonna get going. GG's. Yeah,
yeah, GG's.
it's fun to watch. And best of
Yeah.
luck in your next matches.
Oh yeah. Wait. I think this might be my I think I might only have one more because I think my last one was a buy one because someone left B tier. So I think I have one more left in the league, officially accounted for anyway.
I believe so, because I have you marked down as 0-7 right now on your record, and I believe everyone's supposed to do 8 matches. So yeah, I think you've only got one left.
Yeah, I'm sure.
It looks like against Goose here. I think is yeah, that seems to be right. Yeah, best of luck there. But yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and jump out. Thanks again.
Yeah, sounds good. Thank you. Later.
Goodbye.
GG.